first thing I want to do is I just want to show you what I have your next couple blocks already mapped out. So really this next one that is starting in a couple of days. Do you feel like you need it? Okay. So he's from this area originally, but his parents bought a house in Rhode Island. Now that he's off to school, they kind of are relocating. So initially he came in for his eval, and I was totally under the impression that he was gonna do in-person rehab for the summer. And he was like, yeah, I'm actually gonna be in Rhode Island the whole summer. So I'm like, let's just do remote. Yeah, so I was gonna insert that if you felt like you need it, but I feel like we're in a pretty good place. So this is really a great combination of like the plyometric work and the hypertrophy work. So how I have it split up here is a speed day, which is really just your plyometric day, and then 2 uppers and 2 lowers. Now your plyometrics outside of your specific plyo day are mixed into your lower body days, okay? So, and they're just basic progressions on what you're already doing. So like we have a simple box jump, and then we have some hurdle hops with a deliberate stick landing instead of just kind of like going one after the other. And then we're starting with just like 80% sub-max run efforts. Okay. Okay. A little bit faster than jog. Exactly, yeah. Which, 100%. Yeah, my goal was to actually look at that today. And if we can find some stuff that's pain-free, maybe what we'll do is a force plate evaluation today, get some numbers, and take a look and see how that looks. But the block is really fun. Again, we're gonna continue to just prioritize foundational strength. And then once we get closer to the winter seasons, you'll find that your movements are gonna be a lot quicker. They're gonna be more like move the weight fast type cues instead of just loading for an RPE. Okay. But fortunately he was already in a good place in terms of his range of motion and mobility, where we could really just treat it like a high level coaching program with just some specific, ACL protocol integration. All right, now the 2 videos that you sent me yesterday, one was the double leg pogos, one was the hop to the split stick. Were both of those painful in the same spot?
No, my entire knee. It wasn't just like this one part. And that was like me going forward, backwards, and then side, like kind of nonstop. So it was just.
And was it just the side to side, or was it all of them?
On my 3rd set, on my last set, it was all of them.
Okay, you could go on your back. You excited?
Yeah, super pumped.
Yeah.
I'm the only junior off campus.
That's gonna be trouble.
8 of us in a house. Too.
Oh my gosh, really?
It's gonna be bad, yeah.
I hope the house is big.
Right there was like a big paint spot.
Yeah. So and that's kind of what you were pointing to yesterday, right? Yeah. Little pocket of swelling. And then how far down does it travel? Does it travel like to this muscle right here, or does it stay higher? It does, okay. And so far, that's been the only time that you've had this pain, right? It's good news that it's not over the tendon. It's good news that it's not the kneecap itself. This feels like just a little pocket of fluid that I don't know if that's been there or not. I don't know if you've been paying too much attention to like the aesthetics of the knee, but this is very normal to feel some pains as we introduce that impact. So I wouldn't worry about anything if I were you. I think this is really par for the course. He tore his ACL earlier this year and then did PT when he was at school pretty much for the whole year. He's a Division I lacrosse player. But he missed a season that was during a time that he was an underclassman. So, I mean, if I had to have an injury, I guess that would be when I would rather have it happen, right?
Never a good time, but...
No, never a good time. Like, I don't see any scope marks down here, so, and even still, scar tissue really won't develop around the scope insertion. It'll develop where they actually cut open on the incision. So I don't think that's it. Any pain as I press like that? Same spot or different? Back of the knee, okay. The usual. And then what about this little like hyperextension here? That's fine. Okay. One thing I did notice too was looking at your pogos, and I was like doing it in slow motion, and what I was seeing is your heel drop on impact on the right was a lot more rapid than the heel drop on the impact on the left. So, you know, by working on things that support your foot and ankle, that will make a tremendous difference with the impact, and it'll help kind of like diffuse the impact away from the knee. So we'll work on some of that stuff today too. So a lot of knots here on the lateral part of your quad. And you can kind of feel that it goes like horizontally and inserts into the IT band. What I see a lot is when someone has this lateral knee pain, it's often stemming from tightness up this lateral part of your quad. So what I want to do is, let's do some cupping to this lateral part of your quad, and then we'll go through a little bit of a warm up. Let's start immediately with those two movements and see if it feels any better, worse, or the same. How do these feel? Are these too tight or they feel okay?
No, they're good.
Okay. We'll leave them on for like 2 more minutes and then we'll get moving. Is that okay? Just tight.
Just tight.
How's the hamstring when I do this?
It's fine.
Do you feel it or no?
Not at all.
No. Do you have a history of torn hamstrings? I don't know if I remember that. Well, that's why the sub-max sprinting will be big as a precursor to just letting you go all out. This is not going to be fun, I'm sorry. Taking it like a champ. Not saying anything. Yeah? All right. We got a soldier. This was perfect timing for him to come in because it was a week after we started introducing plyometrics into his program. So this was just beyond the point where he was cleared to start doing plyometrics and impact. And ultimately, I always expect there to be some hiccups when that phase of the protocol comes around. Very infrequently do I find with any of my rehab clients, whether ACL or labrum tears or whatever it might be, that initial introduction to plyometrics is often very difficult for a couple of reasons. Number one, they haven't had impact to the joint in at least 3 months. Number two, oftentimes they will be a little bit heavier because they've gone through a phase where they're not as active, and ultimately for me, when we can't run and when we can't do plyos, that's the perfect opportunity to build some strength and build some lean mass. So we were able to put on like 5 pounds of lean mass, but obviously that's still more forces applied to the joint, so it's not going to be comfortable. And then lastly, like what we addressed early on in that session was soft tissue work around the joint, because ultimately that is where the predominant amount of pain receptors are going to be. And what we find is like when we are able to calm those tissues down and bring some superficial blood flow to the area, pain dissipates. And I don't think mechanically we're doing anything to address that. I really just think we're changing the receptors in and around those areas. The first 15 minutes allows us to make sure that the rest of the session is successful. And we were able to run, we were able to do some jumps, and his pain levels were much, much less, if not totally gone. All right, beautiful. Let's pop up, let's walk around a little bit. Any pain with walking around right now? Okay. All right, let's grab one of those blue foam pads behind the single leg squat stand, and then let's do our reverse rockers first, 10 per side. Little 3-second hold on that stretch, 10 reps per side. Let's go world's greatest stretch, 5 per side. On hands and knees. Come up, up, down, and then hamstring stretch. Toe touch frog squat, so feet a little bit wider than hip width. We're gonna bend straight down, grab your toes, pull yourself down into this deep squat, arms stay inside the knees, butt down, chest up, hold for 3, and then hips come up first, hands stay where they are, and then we stand up. Good, that's 1, let's do 6. Good, chest up, shoulders back, eyes forward. Yeah, there we go. Last one for our mobility work. We're gonna go 1 knee on the pad, 1 leg out in front. Whatever side is out in front, we're gonna hold the kettlebell on that side, up overhead. Eyes stay fixed on that hand. You're gonna shift your butt back, let your body rotate the way it wants to, bring that forearm and elbow down, sit here for a good second, and then come back up. Let's do 2 sets, 6 per side. Good, reach up, eyes up on that hand the whole time. Push those hips back. Yep, push back, push back, push back. Good, yep. And then back up. Good. Nice little rotation. Forearm, elbow down to the turf if we can. Yeah, Ty, nice. Good. Are you feeling that stretch right back here? Good. 1 more set each side, and then we're gonna do some foot and ankle activation stuff. We'll try the hops and let's see if it's any better. Well, I've had a little bit of practice. And to be fair, I only had to do 1, you have to do like 12. Hands back, and then feet just kind of like flat on the ground. Yeah, in front of you, good. Stiffness at the foot and the ankle is really, really important for field sport and court sport athletes, because when we refer to stiffness at the ankle, I don't mean the inability to move. I mean the ability to resist unwanted movement. So if you think about jumping and if you think about running, where is the initial forces being applied? At the foot and at the ankle. So if that foot and ankle is really strong to the point where it's springy and it can resist unwanted movements, that's less forces that you have to handle up that kinetic chain. What we're gonna do here is just kind of activate, this is called your anterior tib. So I'm gonna have just my hands over your forefoot. You're going to just keep the heels down. We're gonna lift up against my resistance, come all the way to the top. And then I'm gonna push you down and I want you to just fight me on the way back down, okay? Yep. So you gotta lift up, yep, all the way up. Good, and then resist. Good, yep, 1, we're gonna do 6. Any pain with this? So for me, I just really wanted to engage his dorsiflexors, which is what allows you to lift your foot up towards your knee. And ultimately what that does is that gives you a bit of a counter movement rebound effect on the impact. So when he sent me the videos of his jumps when he was away the week prior, I kind of just zoomed in at his foot and ankle and just kind of slow-moed it to see if I can see any difference. And that surgical side was just a lot more giving at impact. So to me, that just tells me that the foot and the ankle on that side is just not where it needs to be in terms of strength and resilience. 4, 2 more. Are you feeling those muscles firing?
Yeah.
Good. 5, 1 more. Good. Fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. Good, nice. Okay, let's stand up. So we're gonna be on 1 leg, other side up to 90 degrees. We're going to bring the leg back, come down, reach across your foot, touch, and then right back up. Good, reach across, and then back up. Yep, good. Hold your balance, find your balance. Full extension of that standing leg, and I want you to think pushing your big toe into the ground. Yep. Yes, good. 6 per side. That's 3. Okay. We're gonna do the ankle raises one more time, those one more time, and then we'll get moving. Same thing, 6 reps. Good. Nice. 4. That's it. Come on, pull, pull, pull. Good. 5, one more. Yes, good. Fight it, fight it, fight it. Nice, good. Okay, what do you want to start with? Hop, split stick, or pogos? Okay, let's do the pogos first. So for the sake of today, let's just go forward, down and back, and then pause, and let's see how that feels. Let's go backwards now. So backwards, down and back. Yep. Yep, all the way to the end. If you can, zoom in on that right heel. You can see that right heel just not be as stiff and resilient as the left one. Good. Any pain with that? No.
I can feel the right. I know what you're talking about. With
You,
the heel drop.
you hear what I'm saying, you can feel it, right? And that's okay, that's normal, but that's what I was looking at in the video, and that's what I think is part of what's causing that pain. I think it's a combination of just that foot and ankle being a little bit too lax and not strong enough, and then all of that tightness that we found going along that outside quad. I think those two are playing a pretty significant role. Let's try side to side. Good. No pain. Awesome, good. Take 30 seconds, let's try the hop and split stick. This is good because this is literally the most important time of your rehab, is that integration of plyos and running again. I can't stress that enough how important this is. Nice, good. Any pain? When it's back. When it's back. Okay, not when it's forward. Okay. I want you to come here, and let's put that right foot back on the stand. Let that knee rest on the pad, and then I want you to just engage that right glute and just try to get as upright as possible, okay? Good, big stretch. Good, rotate towards me. Give me your right arm. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Big stretch?
Big stretch.
Yeah, keep that right glute engaged, just keep squeezing. Back to center. And then reach that right arm up and over towards me. Nope, so you're gonna stay square and then this way. Yeah, big stretch. Good. Quad and hip flexor, right? Okay, back to center, turn towards me again. Back to center, and then up and over. Good, all right, come on up. Let's try that one more time. Same thing, 5 on the right, right foot forward first, 5 on the left foot forward second. Good, hold, stick, 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 yep. Good, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi on the stick. Yes, good. Good, pause after the next one. Good, so compared to the first set, any change so far? Yeah, is it better, worse, or the same? A little bit better, okay. All right, go ahead, finish. So let's do that again. This time, instead of going to like 90 degrees, I want you to shorten it a little bit. So essentially, just here. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Better, worse, or the same when we shortened it? Better. Does that make sense to you as to why that's going on?
Yeah, not at length.
You're not at length. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So it's good that you're not feeling it when that foot is forward. When that leg is back, that just means it's a flexibility restriction. So that's easy to work on. Let's do some force plate testing. More to get a baseline, because I knew that he was leaving for school the following week. And ultimately, I want him to start running, right? I want him to start applying some decelerative forces into the ground, start cutting, start doing a little bit more than we've been able to do. So that was just for me to mentally clear him to start to do that. So I felt good about it and I felt confident giving him that while being away. We're gonna do 3 different jumps. And then maybe a landing test too. First test that we're gonna do is called the hop test. This is essentially an in-place pogo. What you're concentrating on doing is getting up off the ground as high as you can, getting off the ground as fast as you can at the same time, okay? Your hands on your hips for the duration of this test. When I say ready, come up onto your toes. When I say go, high as you can, fast as you can, 10 contacts, I'll count them out for you. And we're gonna do that 3 times. All right, hands on hips, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Let's try to fix this in real time. So your force output, you're biasing your left side 18%. Your stiffness, kind of that ankle drop that I was talking about, you're biasing that left side by 12%. And then you're landing 12% more to the left. So I want you to think in the back of your head, get over your right side and stay on that right side, okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And the reason why I do that in real time, I show them the asymmetry and I tell them, make the adjustment. Because what I'm trying to do is reteach them 2 things. Number 1, I'm trying to reteach them what it feels like to be symmetrical. And number 2, I'm trying to get them to build some confidence and learn to trust themselves again. Because ultimately, the psychological wariness and uncertainty of like running again, cutting again, jumping again, I would argue that that's sometimes more prohibitive than the actual movement itself. So now we're down to 10% biasing the left on force output. Ankle stiffness is 2% different, so that's good. And then landing is 2% different, that's good. We want to be within 10%. So let's do that one more time. Do the same thing that you just did. Now let's think higher and faster. Okay? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Everything within 10%. Nice. So now you mentioned the box jumps. You feel like you're biasing that left side a little bit? Okay. So we're going to do just a strict vertical jump test on this next. So using your arm swing, same thing, I'll tell you to step on so it takes your weight at first, and then your arms can be free, and we're just going to do 6 jumps. Okay, go ahead, step on. Ready, go. Ready, go. Good. Any pain with this? No, good, good. Best one yet, except the landing. We're biasing that left side 36% on that last one. So same force output, same speed. Now let's just try to correct that landing a little bit, okay? And go. Yeah, better, boom, 7%, good, good. All right, step back. You gotta give yourself some grace. It's gonna take some time to be able to trust it again. Last one, hands are gonna be back on the hips. I'm gonna give you 2 cues for this next one. So when I say ready, you're gonna load down into your squat position. I'm gonna make you hold this for 3 seconds. And then when I say go, you're jumping straight up from the bottom. Go ahead, step on. Okay, ready? Go. Ready? Go. Good. Yeah, the landing and the force output on those is, but again, for where you are right now, that is more than expected. But that's why we have these tools so that we can see that. Grab a quick drink. So before we start jogging and have you run on the treadmill, let's start with some skipping first, okay? So right here, what I wanna see is just an A skip down and back. So we're just moving opposite arm, opposite leg, staying nice and light on the balls of your feet. Rhythm, tempo, down and back. Good, how's that feel? Fine, okay. Now let's move into a B skip. So same rhythm, same technique, and now we're just adding the leg cycling. So we're getting that reach, and then we're pulling back and through. Yes, good. Hey, Aaron. Good. Reach, snap, reach, snap, reach, snap. Last one, we're gonna go side to side, okay? So same rhythm, same technique, and now it's just push, push, push. Okay, so pushing off that left side, coming down, pushing off the right side, coming back. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we go. Yes, there we go. Now you got it. All right, ready to run?
Yeah.
Awesome. No, and I wanted to make sure that him being here was his first day running, because I wanted to be able to see it. I don't think there's any standard protocol that I'm aware of. Ultimately, for me, what I want him to do first is just get comfortable again. So 7 miles per hour, that's probably between a 9 and 10 minute mile pace. So it's not moving really. And ultimately, we're just doing 15 to 30 second intervals, just getting him comfortable again, taking some time off, making sure that we're not doing too much too soon. And then I just wanted him to build up to 10 to 11 miles per hour. That's a 6 minute mile. That's pretty much like a standard fitness test at a Division I level, be able to run under a 6 minute mile. I think I only had him sustain it for 15 to 20 seconds. For where he is, that's all he needs. It's just for feel. Learn to trust it, feel that it's okay, and then that way when I give you some running next week in your program, you're not blinking an eye, you're ready to go. So very low expectations, not looking for any type of speed. We're gonna monitor speed just so that we know what we're going off of, okay? How I want you to do this is we're gonna start with just working your control over 15 to 20 seconds, okay? So first 2 reps, you're looking at your speed first. We're gonna just get up to 7 miles an hour, and you're just gonna control that 15 seconds. When you're done, hands on, legs come off. I do not want you to decelerate the belt. Take a minute, and then we'll go back up. So 1 and 2, 7 miles per hour. Yep, control it to the 1 minute mark. And done, good. I tell you, just looking at your quads, you couldn't even tell you had surgery. Pick up a little bit to 10. There you go. Good. How's it feel?
Good. Haven't ran that fast in a while.
Lightning fast.
Yeah, moving.
That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that was 4. Everything feel okay? No pain?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, awesome. So next 2, we're gonna go to 12. All right?
Miles per hour?
Yeah, miles per hour. So what I want you to think about is just open up your stride. You don't have to necessarily move faster, just open up that stride a little bit. Give yourself a little push off. You got a breath pumpkin? Breathing awfully heavy. It's like you haven't run in 6 months or something. Foot strike looks good. I'm looking for any sort of like collapse on the impact, but it looks pretty good. Tough to tell in those shoes, but
I know.
nothing that is standing out to me, and typically I have a pretty good eye for that, so good. Higher speed felt okay?
Yeah.
Good. One more at 12 and then we'll hop off, okay? That was more for him. He mentioned that he wanted to build up his hamstring strength because he was afraid of re-tearing a hamstring. That was really just for me to show him another exercise that he can do to address that hamstring strength. Okay, so we're kneeling on the platform. Band is gonna be out in front of you. So kind of like you're holding a plank position on your knees. Squeeze your butt nice and tight. Lead with your shoulders and your belt buckle. I want you just coming down to like here, like 45 degrees, and then pull back up using those hamstrings. Let's start with 6 reps. Good, butt tight. Right about there is good, and pull back up. Yeah, nice. Good, all right, that's it. Nice job. You feel good? So that new program starts in 3 days. As always with our new programs, take videos of everything first time through and send it to me. And then what else? Anything else? This next 4 weeks in his block are gonna be really important because number one, he's hundreds of miles away, so he can't come in to see me even if he wanted to. Number two, this is where his program is way more plyo intensive. So now he has some conditioning days that includes a run, and he has plyometrics as part of his strength program. So this is really going to be a lot of give and take and a lot of feedback on his part to see, is this an appropriate place for him to be? I expect there to be some discomfort. I don't expect it to be a 0 out of 10 all of the time, but ultimately this is where we start to test his limits a little bit.